So what's up guys, today I'm going to start off a new series, and before we do, I just want to say I'm sorry that I wasn't able to upload a video last week, but anyways, that's the past. And yeah, so I posted a project saying that I need help with more content because I'm running super low on it, and I am a bit troubling with those contents, but you guys gave me a lot of racing games, so that's why I'm starting this series. So I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, so before I started, I drew this car costume and this track costume, and then I filled the backdrop with this color. Nothing else. So let's get right into it. So in the first episode, what we're going to do is get the car going with this scrolling background. So what you're going to do is when green flag is clicked, actually, let's size this track up because that is not big enough. That is the first thing we're going to do. When green flag is clicked, switch costume to track. And actually we need it to be big, and then we need to get past the scratch size limit so you can create a new blank project. And switch to that costume in the start. Set size to, I don't know, 800. And then we will switch our costume back to track. See if that does it. So yeah, I think I like that size actually. If I put the car there, yeah, I think I like that size. So what we're gonna do is go to control, get a forever loop, and then we can go to no, actually we'll do that later. Let's just go to, let's see, I'll just quickly drag this down to this long part because that's sort of where I want to start the race. And yeah, so this is approximately where I want it. So let's do 245 negative 1080. So negative 1080. So that looks good. So now if we go, the track's gonna be here. Even if I just mess it up, click the green flag, it's gonna come back. So that looks good. So now let's go back to our car. When green flag is clicked, we can go to the front layer because as you can see, the car is behind the track right now and we want the car to be on the top. And then we can point in direction 90, which is this way. And then we will create two variables, x velocity and y velocity, like always, because you want that accelerating feel, not just teleporting feel. So we can reset those two variables at the start and go to control, get a forever loop, and then we will go to my blocks, create a block, we'll name it movement, and you need to add 3 inputs. One is speed, one is friction, and one is turn rate. And you can click that and roll without screen refresh. And now we will put this in here. And now what you're going to do is quickly fill this out, which in my case I'm going to do 0.5, 0.95, and 3.9. And with this movement, what you're gonna do is simple. If key up arrow is pressed, I'm gonna do with the arrow keys for this series. If you want to use the WASD keys, it's gonna be W for you. But yeah, up arrow key is pressed. We're gonna start off by using this block, which will make it so it'll move 10 steps. But that's not what we want. That's just moving 10 steps, and we want the car to actually stay in the center and then for the track to move. To do that, we have to like give it a signal that it's changing, sort of. And then what we're gonna do to do that is get a change x velocity by 1, which means if we, like currently it's 0, if we press our up arrow keys, it goes up like that. Obviously, we won't want it to go up that much, but yeah. So this is a sort of what we're going to do, not exactly though. So what we're going to do is get a set x velocity to go to operators, get addition, Go to variables again, get the x velocity, put it in the first line. And then now you can go to operators, get a multiplication operator and another multiplication operator to get -1 times speed. Because of the method we're using, we have to actually get a negative value of x velocity to go forward and positive to go backwards. It's just a bit confusing, but it's just they get inverted when you do the scrolling in my method. So now what you're gonna do is go get the absolute value of block and change this to sign. And then we'll be able to put direction in this. Now this is what we're using, and now you can duplicate that, change it to y velocity, and cosine. So that is the up arrow key. So you can basically now duplicate that, switch this to down arrow, and then all you gotta do is get rid of this -1. There you go. So now if we click the green flag, we can show both the variables. You can see that it's going up, and then now that's just coming down because I pressed my down arrow key. And then now you currently can't turn, so we're gonna have to add a way so you can turn. And if you ask me why you need 2 of these, it's because direction-wise. Because like you don't want it to go like blocky sort of. You just want to go like that. Well, it's basically, well, going like that is basically going like blocky, but in really small amounts. So I guess I told that wrong, but yeah. Go to motion, get a turn clockwise, and then what you're going to do is go to operators, get an addition operator and a multiplication operator, and you can duplicate those and go to sensing and get key pressed. I'll get key right arrow pressed, which is D key if you're doing the WASD, and duplicate it, switch to left arrow for this one. And then you're gonna go to operators, get another multiplication. And then you can fill in -1 for that, fill the blank ones with turn rate. And now your cars will be able to turn like that. And that's all good, but that still doesn't make the car move. It just switches the value. We need the car to move rather than the car just spinning around and changing values in a single spot. And to do that, what we'll do is go to variables, create new variable, scroll X and scroll Y. And then we can actually hide those two, X-vel and Y-vel now. And what we will now do is change scroll X and scroll Y, and then we'll drag in X velocity and Y velocity. But that still just changes the value and it doesn't move the map. And to get it to move the map, we'll go back to our track, get rid of this block, and then go to forever, we'll go to variables, scroll X and scroll Y. And then we can set our scroll X and scroll Y to actually these two values. So I'll set it to 245 and -1080, like that. That looks good. Oh no, got it wrong. Okay. Now I just have to move around with this. Actually, this has to be something like -800 or something like that. Oh no. Scroll Y. I'm sorry. That's supposed to be like that. Now if we go, you can see we're somewhere over here. And we don't want that, so we'll switch this to 500, which is over here. Now this is how you get it right, so I'll do that. This looks good, actually. And actually, we'll want the car in the middle, so I'll get it to the middle like that. And then we want to get the track somewhere near there. So -1250. Oh no, got that wrong. How about that? Yeah, that is where I want my track to be, so that's good. Now, if we try to move our car, it's actually moving. But yeah, that's sort of not what we want. The car's never gonna slow down, and I think you want it to slow down. So yeah. So what we're gonna do to actually make the car slow down is get a set x velocity and set y velocity, and then you can go to operators, get a multiplication operator, and then go to variables, get an x velocity and y velocity, put it before the change scroll x and scroll y, and put friction in the blank spots. And now we will be able to get the car moving sort of like that. And currently, there's no advantage on going on the track. You can go on the grass with the same speed. And we want the car to go a bit slower if we're going on the grass. So what we're going to do that is go to control, get an if else statement, if else, go to sensing, touching, this background color, then we're going to move in a slower speed. So we can lower down our speed to 0.47 and friction to 0.91, which will make it so it slows down faster, and 3.5 for the turn rate to make it so it turns slower. So now if we go, we can see the car move about this speed on the track, and if we get off the track, it slows down, and then it's harder to turn on the grass. But if you need it to slow down more, you can make it like that. You can see there's a big difference. So now that looks good. Yeah, and I think that's all you need to know for the first episode. The code is pretty clean, and there is not much bugs, so there's no bugs really. So in the next episode, what I'm going to do is I think like a lap checkpoints to actually see if the player went around the track, like actually using the track, not just cheating. Because like if there's the goal line right here, if the player just goes through that and then just goes back through and it says you won, and you don't want that. You want the player to go through the entire track. So in the next episode, I think we're gonna do that and get more things done. I'm just coding it out right now, and I don't really know what to do. So anyways, I'll figure it out. Like, we can make the lap counter mini map at some point and everything. So that's going to be it for this episode. And if you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you didn't, still hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you don't get what I mean, just hit that subscribe button and the like button because it helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next episode of the racer thingy or whatever project. Yeah, I guess. Peace.